Hey guys, I wanted to kind of share a dream, not kind of, I'm going to absolutely share a dream that I had with you on July 14th. My pastor actually told me to make a video of it then, and I didn't. Instead, I wrote it down. The reason for writing it down was important because sometimes as you're writing things down or even talking about things, God will reveal other details. And today, while I was talking to a couple friends, he actually revealed another detail of it. And so I figured maybe now is the time for me to share. So basically, I am standing out in a street and I'm looking around. There's people beside me on the street and they are pointing up towards the sky and they're all looking up at it, and there's a lot of commotion, a lot of kind of franticness, and I'm just looking at them and I'm looking up at the sky, and the sky is the most incredible blue I've ever seen. The brightest, clearest, cleanest blue you've ever seen. And all around me is green, like the most luscious, full, bright green. The green grass, green trees, the mountains around, everything's green. And as I'm looking up to see what they're pointing at, I just am seeing this beautiful sky, and I'm looking to see like what it is. What are they pointing at? And all of a sudden I notice that the sky is literally dripping, kind of like wet paint. So it's kind of dribbling down. And I hate to say like the sky is falling, but it's essentially like that, like a painting of like just blue paint kind of coming down. And then the paint becomes so heavy that it's almost like a droplet, but it's not a scary heavy. It's like a beautiful heavy. And these droplets just kind of come down and they're dropping this blue, and to the point of where the sky is literally falling in an artistic way of like just letting us know that this blue was basically coming down to meet the green, until I realize, oh my gosh, this is it. Like, I know what's happening. So I'm calm, whereas the people next to me are freaking out. They're not knowing what to make of this. Like, what's going on? Literally, like, Chicken Little in the sky is falling. But here I am like, oh my gosh, this is it. Like, this is happening. And then as soon as that blue is completely dropping around us, we're completely encompassed by this blue. And then the only way that I can explain it is almost kind of like quantum leap, or if you're like, in your 40s, time travel or anything like that. There's like this bright light and like this wormhole or like tunnel, and it just like whoosh and kind of like just picks me up and swoops me in. And then I'm just there. And I'm in this blue area all by myself. And it wasn't until I was talking to my friend today that I realized those people that were next to me, the ones that were freaking out and pointing at the sky and, the Chicken Little sky is falling, they weren't there with me. I was by myself. And instantly a sadness fell over me. And I thought, oh my gosh, like, all right. Like, on one hand, I had made it. On one hand, I was good. I know that I didn't have to worry that I was going to go to hell, or that I didn't make it. But I wondered who made it with me. I wondered, will I see my kids again? Will I see my husband again? And I felt a little sad, but then I was also like, oh, guess I don't have to pay that credit card bill. So it was like this sense of peace, but also this sense of like, who's coming with me? And then realizing that those people didn't. And I wonder how many of us are thinking that. How many of us are worried about the ones that are gonna be left behind. And that's our job, right? I mean, that's why we're here. That's why we do this. That's why we share, praying and the Bible and God's promises, is because we want people to come with us. We don't want our family members, our loved ones, or even our neighbor who maybe doesn't know the Lord to be left behind. And so today I'm sharing this because I feel like we need to refocus. I feel like we maybe are missing the bigger picture. I think there's a lot of fear right now. I think there's a lot of redirection and even deceit that is causing us to forget why we are here and who we are here for. Because it's not for pleasing that person or the other person. It's for pleasing that person. And that person loves so many people that don't even know that he exists. And it's not that they don't know because they're ignorant. It's that they don't know because maybe they're in third world countries that only get a couple pages of the Bible and they swap it with other villages, or in order to get water that day, they're not allowed to accept Jesus. I mean, I've heard of things in the last week or so that just blows my mind away. And a friend today was saying that she wished she could walk outside and just be like, there's more. There's so much more. And there is. The Bible is not just a book of rules. It is a book of stories of love. It's a love letter to us to guide us to Him. That's what it is. And it's the most beautiful thing if you actually read it as Jesus expected it to be. I mean, Jesus even spoke in stories. That's why testimonies and sharing your story is so important. So today, if I can say anything with you, we've got to readjust our focus. Our focus has to be God, and has to be family, and it has to be furthering the kingdom. I mean, that's why we're here. We're not here to please somebody else or meet someone else's expectations. We are here to spread the good news of the Lord. And so I say that in almost a disbelief, because if a couple of years ago you would have said that I was going to be this girl who was posting scriptures and talking about the Bible all the time as if my life depended on it, I'd have laughed at you. But the truth is, my life does depend on it, and so does yours. And I want you to be with me. And I want you to know that God loves you, and He wants you, and it doesn't matter what your background looks like, it doesn't matter what your history looks like, it doesn't matter what you've done. He just wants you. And it's an open invitation, instantaneously accepted. That's just the way He is. So you can do one of two things. You can either be the people that are frantically running around like Chicken Little, yelling the sky is falling, or you can sit here smiling, looking at this beautiful blue and this vibrant green and be like, wow, this is really happening, with that peace and that love in your heart if you just readjust your focus on what is real and true. Don't worry about the lies. Don't worry about the deceit. Don't worry about all the horrible things that are happening around you. Focus on what you can fix and where your heart needs to be, and focus your eyes on above. Love you.